My guest today is an Emmy and Golden Globe winning Hollywood icon. His films include epic thrillers like Westworld and Capricorn One. His latest project is the adaptation of Jeff Lemire's incredible graphic novel, Sweet Tooth. All episodes now streaming on Netflix. A big welcome to James Brolin. Mr. Brolin, welcome to Comic Book Central.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you doing? This was a
Oh,
strange year indeed. How's everybody holding up?
oh, fine. My wife just finished her 900-page book, and we're crazy about each other as opposed to a lot of people who split up. And
Quarantine brought you closer together, did it?
it did. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It seemed like at first we were a little perturbed about all this, and then we just got closer and closer, and haven't hardly really been off the property that much. I've been building an airplane. I'll take a friend of mine's plane back to North Carolina and work on it, and I just had to deliver it out here. I've been a pilot for 50 years, and there's
Right.
this whole new thing of FAA approving all these new kits, and there's thousands of them flying now. It's kind of fabulous. Anyway, that's the only
I
way
love the
I've
fact
been.
that you're still doing that. I love the fact that you're still doing that. You're still,
Oh yeah,
staying
yeah.
active. Didn't Clint Eastwood give you some advice or something, like on how to stay active?
Oh no, well, yeah, oh yeah, where he said, yeah, I get up in the morning and I don't let the old man in. Yeah, so that I heard. He didn't say it directly to me. I heard him say it, but Clint is one as a director. I would. We've been friends for a long time, but I would never let him know I was on the set watching him. And many times when I was at Warner's during Hotel, I went and watched how casually and wonderfully he would direct people and just put the pieces together. And people would say, don't you want to go again? And he'd say, no, I don't know why we're standing around here, but you just got one take. No, we got all I need. And it really gave. My dad was a very he could squeeze water out of a nickel, and he was a contractor for many years. And I learned a lot about who was sandbagging the job between him and Clint. How to get finished by dusk. The first time I ever directed for Spelling, he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me direct for a year, and when he finally did, the first day I sent everybody to the beach at 3 o'clock in the afternoon rather than the normal 8 to 10 we were wrapping. And they were sure I'd screwed it all up. It was fine. I just knew how to speed things up.
You know how to direct. You know how to direct. Well, I tell you what, my wife and I just binge watched Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. We really enjoyed it. I got to ask, have you seen it? I know you narrate it. Did they let you see it ahead of time? Did you watch it when it
They would
premiered?
not. You know how it came about, right? Have you heard the Downeys just decided I was the only person that could narrate it?
I
And
haven't heard that, but I do have a question about Downey. But go ahead.
oh yeah, and I had not seen Robert and Susan for maybe many weeks. We had lunch together, and all of a sudden I got this call saying Robert wants you to narrate this thing. I said, what thing? And oh, it's a comic book. And I went, oh, okay, oh, I'm good. you know
That answers three more questions, but go ahead.
and anyway, so I found out what it was, and I said, I mean, sure, I mean, I'll do anything for my buddy anyway. But then I found out, oh, this is quality. They're sending a lot of money to New Zealand. It's so pretty. Peter, what's his name, who's the director in New Zealand that did all the great movies there? Anyway,
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, yeah. And they ended up getting that kind of quality, for whatever limitations a television budget has. And anyway, all I saw once the pilot was done and they were still shooting, was they delivered a portable recording box here with a iPad and the microphone and my headphones that I'm on I'm on the internet with Warner Sound and the director. They're telling me what to do, and now I still don't know really basically what I'm doing. And they're showing me some short clips that I'm going to talk over, and I have the page, but no other words but the ones I'm going to say, right? So they're keeping me in the dark on purpose. They don't want me to talk about this.
But you've seen it. Have you seen it?
Yeah. So
now?
Bottom line is, last Friday, my wife and I sat down with everybody else to watch two of them at 10 o'clock at night. And then she said, "This is really good. And now should we watch another one?" Yeah. So we went to bed and the sun was coming up, we saw all 8.
You went through all 8 in the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, that's fantastic. I love that. But what did you think of it when it's all said and done? Because now you get to see it all put together.
Well, I thought the first one, my voice, I need some work. I'm not, I've never done this before. I sound like I'm searching a little bit. This sounds a little scratchy. And then by the third show, I'm going, it sounds pretty good,
Nice. We loved it. I got it. Since Downey gave you the job, he must not be too upset that your son was responsible for his death in Avengers Endgame then, right? I mean, he seemed to get over that.
He's probably forgiven him a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. You keep an eye behind you. That's all.
Did you get a chance to look at the source material from Jeff Lemire? Did you get a chance to look through that? I guess basically I'm asking James Brolin, are you a comic book reader? Do you read
no, but I have one son that's a collector. Jess, my other son, and I am not. And as a matter of fact, I went to read Dune. Josh has got Dune coming out, and that's a book, but I didn't understand it. Avengers, I need to see another time to quite get it. I mean, there's a difference between a Michael Bay thriller and one of these comic book things that have a point. If the director has done a good job by filling you in and not leaving you in the dark here and there. Is it just about fighting? We all got to fight all the time? Is it about, is there a parallel to our lives in a way? I'm still sorting that out. So it's not as good as me watching Josh in, let's say, Old Boy or No Country for Old Men, or the one he was nominated for the Oscar for,
Definitely the comic book universe completely different. We're glad you're, on this phase. It ends, my wife and I, we binge watched it. My wife is huge on cliffhangers. She loves them. I'm kidding. She hates cliffhangers. We get to the end and she always says, "Wait a minute, they can't end it there. They can't." I'm like, well, there's more. There's like 40 issues of the comic. And so they're going to have, you'll do season 2 though, right?
I don't know why not.
Yeah.
Somebody's gone me I mean, it was not that, each show, I felt wrung out each time I was recording. I would start out, and by the time 4 hours sometimes were up, and I've done it every which way you can. It was a lot of work, but not compared to, guy shows up 4 hours later, you're done. And then a couple of weeks, they call you again. Well, big deal, Not only that, I love the project. I love Robert Downey and Susan. And, the whole, I like Netflix and Ted Sarandos. There's nothing, there's nothing negative about this.
You mentioned your son. I got to ask you, I know you're doing a ton of press today and we're tight for time, but I do got to ask you, we mentioned your son, he's Thanos, he's Cable, he's Jonah Hex. And you're like, well, I'm dipping my toe in these comic books. But no, this isn't the first time in your family. You're the first one to do this with Batman and Adam West and Burt Ward. Can you give us a quick Adam West and Burt Ward story? You had like 3 roles on Batman.
Well, I was under contract to Fox. I was 1960. I just got back from Tahiti. I was parking cars on La Cienega, Lowry's, and Dino's on the Strip. And I was making $42 a week, and all I could eat in the back door when I got to work. And my rent was $20 a week in advance, which I split with another guy. And I went over to meet the guys at 20th Century Fox, who said they were going to start a school like the old MGM School of Actors. So, suddenly I'm signed there, a 7-year deal. I'm netting $93 a week. That's almost double my salary. And my roommate then was actually a son of somebody I knew in high school. I mean, I knew him in high school, the son of somebody at the studio, and he was involved in the casting department. And I was cast in Batman once, I think as a Brinks Brinks truck guard,
and a boxer. Yep.
Yeah, and a boxer. And, it was like all new to me. I mean, I was an ingenue in a way. I had done a Dodge truck commercial where I didn't have to talk, just driving with a cowboy hat. Thank God I didn't have to talk. So this was one of the few times that I had to talk. And by then I better go to school and learn what this is about or wash out, But
we love those performances. We love.
To answer your question, Adam West and whoever played Robin were weirdos to me. They're so very strange actors. And I picked them. I think they picked them for those because they were strange in the first place. I love actors. But some of them are quite unique. Some of them are busy selling themselves all day long, which I don't. And some are the sweetest, nicest, most sensitive people that when you see them, they're forced to look a little flowered. And but most I really get along with, but not in my life. On a set, crazy about them.
Well, we love seeing you in Batman. We love seeing you in Sweet Tooth. Hopefully season 2, continued success. Thank you so much for joining me today on Comic Book Central. Hopefully we can talk a little bit longer next time.
Yeah, you too. You're fun. Good to see you, Joe. Thank you.
Take care. Stay safe.
Okay, bye.